Hey guys, it's the currency chick here again with another video. I wanted to touch base on the two videos I did last week on GBP JPY analysis and the one that had my top-down analysis where I analyzed gold. I just want to show y'all what it did based off what I said from last week. This first chart is GBP JPY. As you can see, I still sort of got all of the stuff I drew on there. Um, and this was where the market closed on Friday. So I'm gonna have to back this up to show y'all uh how it did what it did. So when I did my video last week, um it was down here. The market was down here. This yellow candle, the market had opened up on that Sunday. It was down here, and I had mentioned how it had broke through this trend line and came and tapped to this demand zone. And I was speaking on the fact that I wanted to see some buys, and I wanted to see the buy break back through this trend line and break above the 61.8 on the field level. Okay, now when I took my buy, I only took it back up to here, which gave me, well, to retest the back of the trend line, which gave me a total of like 100 pips, which is good because at that point I didn't know if it was gonna break back through. So then we're going down to a smaller time frame so you can see it better because the higher time frames it moves fast when you replay by replay. But this little pattern right here, I created this is a called a ghost pattern where you basically can when you're analyzing the market, you can kind of uh pattern candlesticks and then place them on your chart in the future to test yourself to see if your analysis will end up going where the market really goes. So that what is that this is what that was from last week when I put it right there. Okay, so now let's see. As you can see, like I said, I was looking for buys. And as you can see, it did exactly that. If you go back and look at my video, you'll see I said it'll possibly tap here first, and I would like for it to break through the 61.8 area, which it did, and the candles closed above. So at that point, a person could have taken a buy, and I was speaking on it going all the way back up to this point right here. So let's just let it play out, and bam. As you can see, it finally made it. But the thing is, I didn't continue fooling with this trade because it was making me mad when it kept doing all this stuff right here and playing around and all this. It was just too much for me. But the overall move did play out and it did hit to that take profit point I had. And from that point, if a person would have taken it from down here all the way up to that point. Like I said, that would have been over 330 pips, and it took 4 days for this move to play out. With all this foolishness this thing was doing, I didn't have that type of time. But it is a way that you can catch the plays within the plays, but that's a whole nother subject. So yes, so it did play out. That was a good trade eventually. Now let me go to gold right fast. Now, this one I kind of messed up because I deleted my chart by mistake, the markups that I had on the chart. So I'm gonna try to like kind of wing what I had. This was a breaker structure from the daily time frame, and as you go down further, I think I had this gap. Make sure that's the right gap. Yeah, this gap was right here. And remember, I was speaking on I said that it could come back and touch back into the zone and fill in this gap. Um, Let me back this one up also so we can try to get exactly where we were at because it was like on a Sunday or whatever. It was like this, and I had a box over top of all this choppiness. Um, I had a box drawing. It was like an orange box or something on over top of all that choppiness. And what I was saying was I would have liked for it to fill this gap before buying back up. And I said, some people can I was saying that some people would ride the gap and fill the gap, but I was saying overall time frames was, buy territory. So don't even try to attempt to sell it. Wait for it to do fill the gap and then ride the trade back up. But it never filled the gap. And what happened? It basically broke out of the zone and just kept going up. And I think it had something to do with the tariffs. It was mentioning they were mentioning that they're going to drop more tariffs, and when the market had opened, gold just took off. So let me see. I'm gonna try to see if I could oh yeah, I don't even it didn't even come back and retest this box right here, just took off, took out of the box. So as I go to a higher time frame, you can see it just kept going and going and going and going. So at that point, it was no real, it was no real, this was a small break of structure on the smaller time frame, but I wouldn't have caught that, you know, if somebody could have caught that, that's fine, but I wouldn't have caught that because it was just taking off too much. So, it did bad overall, like I said it was going to do, but it just didn't give me my entry so I could enter this trade. So I just basically left it alone at that point. So that's one thing. If it doesn't give you the entry that you're looking for, don't there's no need to chase the market, wait for another setup. It is going to happen and then, get in on the next setup. This was a possible entry later on, but at that point this was like starting Thursday or something. This was a break of structure on that 4 hour. It created a 4 hour pullback and then broke structure. Like I said, at this point, I just left gold alone, just let it run. Um, Maybe it'll give me some type of pullback and entry points for this week. Once again, it's still in buyer's territory. As of right now, I don't see anything that I could do. I just have to sit on my hands until gold show its hand. Um, and you need some type of retracement in order to continue to buy this up. Because if you buy it now, you're gonna be messing yourself up because it's at a high, at an all-time high. So, okay, that is about it for this video. Um, those two trades did play out. Both of them bought, like I said. But GJ just took all day to give me what I needed. So, um, I'll drop another video once I analyze the market and see if I can find something or possibly drop some type of structure video. So, y'all have a nice day, guys. Once again, it's the currency chick.